Yo, what's up guys? We're here with Akbar, AKB4R, and we're continuing, we're finally finishing the mixtape series. We just watched all of them and we're finishing AGUST So Far Away featuring Suran, who
is
know and
Suran.
love.
Yep.
So we're gonna get into this. I'm psyched.
6 minutes long, so we gotta...
Is that the longest one? I think it's the longest one.
Yeah, it is.
So Far
Already
Away.
getting goosebumps.
So Far Away. I'm curious what that'll mean with the song.
Maybe from his end goal still? Maybe from his... the original set.
That'd be depressing. Never satiated, never satisfied.
No motivation. Dream. He doesn't.
Go to university.
It's all okay. Like everybody said to do. Pure depression. Her voice. What we were talking about from that one lyric song. Like trying to keep himself out of this behavior, but he keeps falling in.
Yeah. It kind of comes with the package, right?
When you say you're fine and all of a sudden you're not.
Damn.
That's what it is. His friends and family are leaving him.
Because this journey requires some aloneness.
But I think he's just getting too tall in the skyscraper.
He said in the past when his family doesn't recognize him anymore. That's dark. Take it away, Suran. Is it worth it?
It's so bittersweet.
Is it worth it? I feel like I haven't arrived either.
No.
Like, I feel like I just keep on trying. Why can't I live in the moment?
But it's a balance, right?
I tried, but...
What Suran is saying is so bittersweet. She's saying dream and be what you want, but this is... Augusti's like, this is what happens when you do sometimes.
Rather than humble, at the end will be prosperous.
Comes with the territory, I guess.
When do you say you've arrived? When do you say, okay, I've reached my goals?
Depends on the person.
Has anyone done that?
No. Even Bill Gates is doing so many things.
It's a mindset that never ends. You keep making further goals.
You keep making goals until you die. Like he's saying there.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Well, humans are made to just keep going.
Sure, it's beautiful to be able to make those goals and be successful.
But you're not supposed to be falling apart like something entering Earth too fast or something.
Yeah.
Where you're destroying yourself to get to the goal.
He's barely making it through with everything he struggled with.
Yeah. You know what this is like? He was so high up on the tower and he just fell.
He said at the end of these struggles will bloom. So he's still thinking right now, and if I can get through this, we'll bloom.
But that bloom never happened.
The bloom is happening now. I think the bloom's happening now, but he can't see that.
That's what I'm saying.
He can't see that. He just says, I want to struggle, like, I just need to get through this and struggle more so I can bloom.
But does he know?
Isn't that crazy though? I think most of our biases, most of the people we know and love in the K-pop industry, they're still trying to bloom, but to us they are blooming.
Yeah.
They're in full freaking bloom.
Like, you know how you always want to become better?
Yeah.
I think August D is saying, I'm gonna try to dream to be better, even though he's already bloomed. You're right. He just can't see it, and now he's just hurting himself.
I just want him to not have to
It's not up to
struggle
us.
so much.
It's not up to us. It's his own choice.
Like, if he could see the way that we view him, and he could believe that internally, he would know he's bloomed.
You're right, but all it takes is those haters who say you haven't made it. Remember? It's all tied together.
And you know that they probably took B-Free's comments a little bit to heart. There's probably some insecurities there. Because, like Rapmon, they probably hate wearing makeup. They probably hate having to do some Aegyo dances. But they do it because it's part of the whole thing.
Yeah, you don't necessarily have to like everything you do, but it's the overall idea that you like, right?
We love being engineers, but
holy crap, he's right, but there are times
that you just don't want to go to work. Because it sucks sometimes.
That's why you get paid to work.
Finally humble can be prosperous.
Think about it, all the haters you have. All the haters you have, you can't even be humble anymore. What has Humble done for him? It made him not blow up and tell us what he wants. It made him sit there and just eat it all away, eating at himself. It's this weird balance of, is it being humble or are you just destroying yourself, right?
There's gotta be a balance.
There is a balance, but the problem is you need balanced people around you. In a world where he is, where everything is, fast life, you're just surrounded by chaos. There is no balance. The balance is chaos. If you're in a world that's a fast life like that and you're not seeing chaos, then you're about to be let go or you're about to be just crushed.
Yeah, absolutely.
You have to be surrounded by that, in my opinion, or else it almost seems like it's all for nothing.
Birds of a feather.
Yeah.
And we are influenced by our environment. As much
course.
as we say we aren't, even the most uninfluenceable people, they're influenced by their environment, If you were to just have friends who just apex after high school, have absolutely no dreams or aspirations, and they're just trying to
Keep thinking back of high school.
They keep thinking back in high school.
Glory days.
They're going paycheck to paycheck, smoking weed and doing nothing. Chances are you're not going to, be as successful. You're not going to be dreaming as hard with that. But if you're around a whole bunch of people who are constantly dreaming and overworking and doing all that, you're either going to do what they're doing or just feel like crap for not doing that.
The best way to put it is almost like if people were boats in water. The more successful you become, the bigger your boat you build, right?
So you have these momentum.
Yeah. So you have these people who are in these little rafts that don't go anywhere. And I'm saying it's not because of their situation. I'm saying because they had a situation and just didn't do anything with it.
We both know plenty of people who had all the opportunity in the
They
world
were very
and squandered
smart.
it. Just squandered it.
And they're in these little boats who their waves don't affect you as much because you don't really care for that, right? While they see success of other people and it hits them harder, right?
Right.
Yeah.
You jetting past them could overflip them.
And there's a lot more that can hurt you. Like when you're a little boat, all these comments can get to you and it just puts you in this terrible spot, right?
Exactly. And when you're at Titanic, like Suga, your Titanic status, there can still be icebergs that if you're not hitting it head on, and then you're just going on the side, it's going to rip you to shreds.
Not only that, all those little boats are looking at you like, look at that piece of crap showing off. Like, even you could be the most humble Titanic ever, but since you're a Titanic, it's not humble.
Inherently, people will hate because they're jealous.
Yeah, and then when you do act humble, not act humble, but if you are humble, they'll be like, what a pretentious prick, you can't win. You can't win. You're surrounded by chaos that defines that life.
I think if we were to actually fully understand the reason for some of these people's successes, we wouldn't hate. We would only be driven to want. We'd only be driven to achieve.
Yeah, honestly, I've sort of adapted this lifestyle where, humans have all these emotions, and people say you're supposed to feel them equally, it's okay to feel this way. I always look at it as when you do feel terrible and depressed, you shouldn't be okay with that. You should take that into you, realize what it feels like, and then not want other people to feel like that, right?
Exactly. No, there's always a reason why. Even in the chaos of this world, with emotions aren't exactly scientific yet. We're still trying to figure that out.
Chemicals going crazy.
Exactly. So we're trying to figure out why. I've always realized that when I get down, when I'm blue, when I'm really struggling, I can always stop. And if I give myself enough time, I can start asking myself questions like, why am I feeling this way? What happened recently? And if I go through it, I can always define why I'm feeling crappy. There's a reason why.
It's crazy because most people who hate are just jealous, right?
Mm-hmm.
I try to live my life hating as little as possible because life is short anyway, and I don't want to spend any time hating, right?
No, that will turn into regret.
Yeah, but people out there just can't help it. That's just the way they are. And unfortunately, Suga's so successful, but as a person, he is a bit like, you know, everything he went through as a child in his childhood, he's a bit fragile. Like, I feel like he's been guarded. He says he has social anxiety, and people are hitting him right in those areas.
I think he's a lot more sensitive than what he shows
Right.
in his on-stage personality, and I feel like that can be a defense mechanism. He even mentioned that in some of his lyrics. He that's his defense. That's his outside. Stay away from me.
And what's crappy is, like, even if you did see him on the street as a fan and you genuinely felt good, because of his social anxiety, he may freak out, and then you think he's just a terrible person. Oh, he didn't want to autograph with me. Oh, you know, he blew me off. Think about all those people, all the celebrities who do that constantly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, don't get me wrong, there are some who are just terrible people, but then there's people who have social anxiety. And just because they're scared and they walk away, you think of them in a bad light. You know?
Boy, it's just
Yeah.
that's a tough world.
Paparazzi suck.
See, that's another. I'm gonna go on one last tangent before we end the
It's
video.
quite alright.
That's why I really am against child stars. That's why I'm against 14. That's why I'm against like 10-year-olds, like FT boys, 10-year-old people in the idol life, because you're so young, you're so early in your
brain is not even
you're not even
close.
close to developing in your brain or your psyche.
Like, even 14 is too young, but
that's
10.
too young. And if you're 10 and you're doing that,
Yeah.
you're gonna get ripped to shreds. You don't have that that stability to be able to.
You're not a kid.
You're not. Yeah.
Because it's almost like when you're a kid, when you learn a language, it's super easy because that's just, you know, development. When you learn to be an idol as a kid, that's it. You don't know anything else. You don't know better. So when you do wrong, you become the bad guys now because of child stars being that.
Can you imagine the comments that we getting that when we were 10?
No.
That would have ripped me to shreds.
I would be wrecked.
See, now we've got enough of like a life experience perspective. We've met enough people.
We know.
Yeah, so if someone like says, "Oh, you're so ugly," like we're like, "Well, not actually."
I'll be like, ha!
We're not. I don't think that I'm super crazily hot, but I know I'm not ugly.
Yeah,
you know, so I know that that's
Yeah.
not true.
And then what I think is, why am I wasting my time dealing with you? Like, go by.
Exactly,
Go
and
away.
it's easy
Shoot.
just to go past
Yeah.
something like that. And there are other things that rare, but there are other things.
Everybody
that
has those,
that
like,
can get
weak
you.
spots, but generally.
But I feel like if I was super young, that's not. It's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough. I don't know what age. So let me know below. What age did Suga get involved with training and BTS?
When was he on the road to becoming an idol?
I'd love, because you got to know that, like, let's say
even before that, because when was he becoming a rapper? That could have been, right?
And he might have been in Music Academy before that.
Yeah.
But it's tough. It's tough. I'd love to see a documentary with some of these
Dude,
things.
like a documentary starting in Daegu and where he is.
Oh yeah.
BTS get on that.
Well, hey, thank you guys so much for
really.
watching and for requesting this whole series.
Yeah, this whole mixtape.
We love doing it.
Yeah.
We've been sharing the videos. There's
Yeah.
going to be a playlist. It's going to be half on his channel, half on mine. And we just absolutely love going into this. Sorry about like the extended monologues. We just had to do
That's
it.
just what we do.
That's what we do.
I really appreciate the opportunity you guys gave us to actually listen to this mixtape. Honestly, I'm not even sure I would have listened to it if it weren't for you guys.
I would not have. I stick to MVs, but I'm glad we did
Yeah.
this. I'm going to do more of this in the future, and
That's-
so are you.
Yeah, I've been trying to do that more with these.
He already has been doing this with first listens and stuff.
Yeah. So I'm really thankful. It really just shows more light on K-pop idols in general, because I guarantee you, he's definitely not the only one who's been through this.
Yeah, absolutely. No, for sure.
And you know
for
what's
sure.
crazy is there may be two idols in a beef who feel the exact same way, and you know you may favor one until you take a step back and realize they both are just defending themselves from the chaos that is the idol world.
You gotta find a way.
Yeah.
Dang. Thank you so much again for watching.
Thank you.
Please follow us on our Snapchat and Twitters. Definitely subscribe to this handsome gentleman.
Okay.
And we will see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Bye.